Salam. For those of you new to the channel, my name is Mustafa. I am a game designer. I am the solo game developer of Sabr Path, the same name as this channel. I am not Sabr Path. I am Mustafa. Sabr Path is the channel name, the brand name, the studio name. I have one game on Steam. I have another game that I'm working on the side. It's on hold at the moment. Pretty busy with jobs. I do freelancing and uh, work in a warehouse and teaching at the college level. In fact, class starts today. Oh, my class is actually tomorrow. Anyway, I'll go into that in a second. But anyways, um, that's me. I am Mustafa. On this channel, for those of you new to the channel, I talk about um, topics that are related with the game industry, problems that I see with the game industry, my opinions, try to come up with solutions, try to point out why things are, try to explain why things are a problem. Because it's one thing to say, "Oh, it's woke," which I don't do that. I don't just say that stuff because I feel like that's a pointless thing to say. My hair's pointing out. I tried fixing it. Anyways, I don't say that because it's like woke is a word that means many things to many different people. It doesn't pinpoint the problem. I try to pinpoint what exactly the problem is and why it's important to point out these are problems. Stop moving. Hey, personal YouTube channel. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back to the stream. Thanks for joining. For those of you who are watching, not live, I like to add, what's it called? What do I like? Timestamps. Timestamps should be down below. At the very least, I will add a timestamp as to when the main topic starts, so you can skip ahead. So that you don't have to listen through this introduction part. I like to spend, I don't know, the first 10 minutes or so talking about whatever, usually updates to the channel, updates to life, etc. That way, I'm buying time for people to join in on the stream because I like to talk to the people in the chat, such as Play Nice Games. Hey, Happy New Year to you too, Play Nice Games. Thanks for joining the stream. I appreciate you being in here. And as always, I will try to stop and take a look at the chat, reply to those of you in the chat. Super chats are always welcome, but they're not necessary. And I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button to help boost the algorithm. So some quick updates as far as what's going on with the channel or what's going on with well, first of all, before the update, I just want to mention what is the main topic. So let me get this on stream on the screen, and not stream, on the screen real quick. So this is going to be the main topic. I saw this video on my feed, my recommended feed, and seems like it's about a couple weeks old now, but it was gaining momentum. So I was like, you know what? This looks funny. I like this thumbnail. It looks funny. It's probably rage bait. And so I'll take a look at this. I asked my audience if I should talk about this, and it looks like let me go to YouTube real quick to see how many upvotes, thumbs ups the thing got. So let me go. So I got like 20 thumbs ups. So to me, that indicates that a number of you were interested in me doing a live reaction. And one person, let me get this guy on screen real quick. Okay. Uh, I quite enjoy Stuttering Craig as seen on your thumbnail. All right. But yeah, let me get this on. Yeah, I've actually met Stuttering Craig. I'll go into that. I'll go into that once I start the topic. But this person was angry. I mean, like I'm assuming. So I don't think this person's familiar with me. I'm assuming that um this because it was getting a lot of upvotes or thumbs ups, likes, a lot of upvotes or Reddit, a lot of likes. It showed up in this guy's feed, and he starts going on like SMASHJTEA ruining gaming by what? Running a channel and reporting on it regularly. What the f are you on about? We're all aware of the woke mind virus and censorship of afflicting the Western entertainment industry. If you'd like your channel to be successful, report on actual news instead of just pointing fingers at other streamers for no apparent reason. SMASHJT has stood on the side of transparency involving all those issues since I can remember, especially recent amidst Gamergate 2.0. And I'm like, hi. I asked if I should do a reaction to this video. I didn't say that's my video. And yeah, I did like my own thing. I like my own things all the time. Anyways, and then he comes back. I wouldn't use clickbait. Ain't nobody got time for that mess. When your video headlines insinuates one thing about your opinion is the opposite, it's misleading at best and annoying at as F at worst. It's like, yo, first off, calm down. Not my video. Secondly, let's rewind. Let's rewind and start over. As I already stated, this isn't my video. This guy is like going off. Like I don't know. Like he's seeing red. He's not. I'm very certain this person is not familiar with my channel because he's going off acting like that's my video, and I clearly said, I said up here, should I do a live reaction to this? That's not my video, and he's still going on. You know, I stated this is my video. Video is not my showed up in my feed. In this post, I'm asking in this specific post, I'm asking my audience if I should do a reaction. That thumbnail is not mine. Please take a minute to read through my caption and my comments. To answer your question, no. You shouldn't do a live. You shouldn't do a live stream. It's like, man. Oh, okay. I guess this is showing up again. Oh, yeah, this is showing up again. Anyways. Yeah, both these two are these are repeats. But yeah, this guy's going on. It's like, man, calm down. This isn't me. That's not me. Read. Take a second. Take a deep breath. Welcome to the channel. It's okay. And considering that I got quite a number of likes and a few people mentioning go ahead, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'll go ahead and do a live reaction to this. Okay. Oh, you're in the chat. Wow. Wow. Hello. Welcome. No, I'm acting like you're creating clickbait, and you are. Read it. That's not my thumbnail. That is not. No, you're not reading. That is not my thumbnail. This is the video I'm going to do a reaction to. You're not reading. Oh, man. Hello. But I appreciate that you're in the. I appreciate that you're in the chat though. I'm surprised you're in the chat. That's kind of funny. But no, this is not my video. I'm doing a reaction to it. I'm watching it. I haven't watched it before. I am going to do a reaction to it and give my opinion on it. I think it's a funny looking thumbnail. Anyways, what else am I going to talk about? Oh yeah, so before I get into the main topic, before I do that, I just want to give a quick update. That Danny G, thank you for joining the live stream though. I appreciate you being in here. But you got to take a minute to read what's going on. That's not my video. Anyways, so quick updates. Oh, let me get this off the screen real quick because I'm going to go into updates. So quick updates on the channel. Basically, as I mentioned before, I have a very busy schedule at the moment. My class, the semester started today. Yesterday was Martin Luther King Jr. Day, for those of you who are not in the United States. And so, there was no anything yesterday. The semester was closed, but today is the first day of the semester, so my class starts. I'm very busy working on the class material. This time I'm teaching graphics design rather than game design. And the course is 8 weeks long. So once I'm done with that, I am going to. So I got an interview yesterday for a gig to teach another class. This time it's going to be teaching. What they want to teach is how to use ChatGPT. This is for middle schoolers. Teaching like how to use it. Like basically how it works, explain how it works, and then teach Python, which I told the guy, I was like, I haven't used Python before. I know C#, but I should be able to like take a look at Python and for the most part, programming is most of it's the same, so it shouldn't take me long to figure out Python. But he's fine with that. As long as it's teaching like the fundamentals of Python, and then we make a game. It's going to be like an 8-week long course. So I'm pretty blessed that I have another opportunity. Hopefully I'll get hired. Sounds like he wants to hire me, but a lot of stuff's going on. I went to a job fair a couple days ago, and then another job fair for another college. So that's going to be not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. So hopefully when I go to that college job fair, the job fair is to work for the college. It's not a college job fair for students. It's a job fair for people to work at the college. So hopefully they hire me to teach the same classes I am at the current college, maybe more classes, because so far I've been getting like one class at a time, and that's not enough. I need more than just one class at a time. Anyways, that's the update. Just really busy, and let me get back to the chat. Let's see. Calm down there, Danny. And I'm aware it's not your video, but okay, yeah. But you were acting like it was my video. You're saying it's clickbait, which that's not my thumbnail. I already said that's not my thumbnail. That's not my video. And you're accusing me of like saying that these guys ruin gaming. Like the point is that you were responding to the video as if it's my video, okay? I would like you to at least acknowledge that. You can't rewind and say, "Oh no. I was I knew that that's not your video." But you're clearly in that very first comment. In fact, the first two comments, you're acting as if it's my thumbnail and my video. But anyways, let's see. How far are we in at this point? We're about 15 minutes in. I think it's time to start the main topic. So, clear disclosure. Before I get into let me update the timestamps real quick in the description. Just give me 1 second. So that is about 15:30. So 15:30. Whoop, am I typing anything? 15:30. Main topic. All right, save. All right, so yeah, like I said, I haven't watched this video at all. I'm pretty sure I'm going to disagree with the guy seeing what the thumbnail is like, but that's the point. The point is for me to share my opinion and analysis. I have met Stuttering Craig in person before, like in real life. We're not acquaintances though. I have met him in person. He's a very tall man. I have a picture of us together, but I'm not gonna waste time getting that picture out. Anyways, he's very tall. And I met him. It was a long time ago. When was it? 2013. It was at PAX Prime. So it was a long time ago. I have emailed him a few times since then, like last year and the year before that. 2024. No, it was last year. It was definitely last year. I don't know. Anyways, I can't remember. So I think he might know who I am, but you know, we're not even acquaintance. We're not even at the level of acquaintance. We're we're barely that. SMASHJTEA. I have been on a podcast with him before. Same. We're not even acquaintances. Like I'm pretty sure he knows who I am. But we're barely even acquaintances. You were at that PAX? Nice. Not play nice games. Maybe we saw each other. But anyways, let me get this video on the screen. So let me please all right, chat, please let me know if I need to adjust the volume, if the volume of the video needs to be raised, or you know, if any volume needs to be fixed. Please let me know in the chat. Let me get this on the screen. So this is the Rexer show, the Rexer show. How these YouTubers ruined video games via YouTube. So let's check out. Well, it's kind of long, so maybe I should change the speed a little bit. Let's make it like 1.35, just because it's a little bit long. Let's get through. Hey, Namome, fabulous hair again. Thanks for the compliment on my hair. Thanks for joining the channel, and let's get started with the video. So let's go full screen and see what he has to say.
Okay, I'm not sure how this is gonna go, but let's just run with it and see where it goes.
Yeah, what can I do for you, Rod?
Show me the money.
Say it with me one time, Jerry. Show you the money. Yeah, no. Show you the money.
Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Yeah. Louder.
Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money.
This is a long intro for the video.
Okay, who remembers that movie, Jerry Maguire? You probably remember the "Show me the money." You remember that part, but what you don't remember is how the movie started. And it all started with Jerry writing a manifesto, a document that he called "The Things We Think and Do Not Say," where he tells the truth about the sports agent industry and his feelings, and he kind of exposes the bad things, and he tells you what he thinks, and it ends up blacklisting him.
Okay. Oh, I was just reading the chat. It says I can hear you clear enough, but my volume level is more than half. Okay. I was more asking about the video. If the video needs to be increased.
It ends up getting him in trouble with work. It really backfires on him.
Okay?
And this might backfire on me, but this is my manifesto. This is what I came here to tell you. The truth sometimes hurts, but I'm going to tell you it anyway. And this is, again, the things we think and do not say. I know I got keyboard warriors right now going, these guys are all good people, and how dare you, make fun. I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm not going to. These guys are all good people. I'm not disagreeing with you, but when they enter the YouTube cesspool, they start to do their thing on YouTube. They make some horrible decisions. Some bad characteristics come out, and I'm going to explain what those things are.
So, just share my opinion on what he just said right now. I mean, if he's not baiting with what he just said. Like, I can understand that point because of the fact that, like, when it comes to let me get that screenshot back up. Okay, so I'm very familiar with Craig and JT. I'm kind of familiar with him. I've seen him before. I don't really watch his videos, but I know who he is. These three, I have no clue. I have no clue who these people are. Never seen them before. But with that said, like, while I don't dislike Craig and JT, I mean, like him, I barely know anything about him. I don't dislike them. I kind of do like them. There's a lot of stuff I really disagree with both of them. Like, especially the way JT is on X. He's basically a troll at this point. Like, all he does is post rage bait, like, ChatGPT, make her beautiful. It's like, what are you doing to contribute at this point? Like, he's been doing that for like 2 months now on a daily basis. ChatGPT, make her beautiful. And I either see that or I see replies to him replying to politicians saying that they need to be jailed and whatever, and like even like politicians in other countries, and it's like, what's wrong with you, man? I don't know. Like, I'm not saying he's bad. I don't dislike him, but I really disagree with what he's doing. And with Craig, I like Craig, but I haven't watched side scrollers very recently. I really stopped. I try to avoid watching side scrollers recently because I feel like he's gone from a shift with the show, going from so he went from video games to culture war / pop culture, which that makes sense. They're tied. And then very recently he shifted like very hard towards politics, especially foreign politics. And he clearly has no clue what he's talking about. And when your opinion on foreign politics is based off of what the U.S. government is telling you, it's like, man, you don't know. Please stop talking about foreign politics. I even left him a comment on one video. I was like, please don't talk about geopolitics. Oh, don't go into that, because foreign politics and social politics are two completely different things. Just because you can have an opinion on social politics doesn't mean you should give analysis on foreign politics, because there's so much into foreign politics. But that said, I disagree with both of these guys on those things that they're doing, but I don't dislike them. So I can understand what he's saying with that point. Let me get into the chat real quick. RGT85 is a really nice guy. Because we want wokeness out of the game industry, because politics showed up in our living rooms. Nodders. Hey, how you doing, Armstrong? Thanks for joining the chat. So let's get back into the video.
I'm going to explain each characteristic that's bad that each of these people represent. And at the end of the video, I'm going to summarize why I did this video. So stop with your typing, wait to listen to what I have to say, wait till the end of the video when I summarize it, and then give me your thoughts. Until then, put your hands down and just listen. And while you're at it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I appreciate it. Okay, we got to start with
That's the second time you told me to give him a thumbs up.
You ever wonder why his videos are always at least 8 minutes, 8 to 15 minutes long? Every single one of them. The guy could take a 30-second topic, a newsfeed, and he'll stretch it out for 8 to 15 minutes because he's got to add mid-roll advertisements in his videos, and videos have to be 8 minutes or longer if you want to put ads in it, which will get you more revenue. Oh God, I can't stand listening to this guy talk about a 30-second news segment for 15 minutes. But I digress, because that's not why he's on the list. He's on the list because this guy is what I like to call grandfathered in. He's tenured. He has tenure, right? Like an old professor. He's as lazy as you get. His quality of workmanship is horrible. And in any other job, he'd be terminated. They'd let him go. They'd say good riddance. But in this great world of YouTube, people with 500,000 subscribers and a little bit of tenure can just keep trucking along, making crap content. Nobody stops watching. He just keeps getting views. Here's an example. Watch the difference between a good YouTuber who's in his realm and then how RGT does it. Here's RGT.
We've got problems, folks. My air conditioning just stopped working yesterday.
And here's Maximilian Dude.
of the year. However, it was coordinated by Adam Boyes when he was at Sony. Was one of the big dudes that coordinated PlayStation Experience. He's the dude that introduced Final Fantasy VII Remake on stage at E3, right?
RGT.
Rax the Great came over because he's a good person and he lives close by. He's an electrician. He looked at things. He thinks he figured it out. I had to go to Home Depot this morning to purchase a part.
And Maximilian Dude.
Yeah, from what I understand, he was the one that was really in charge and like the champion of PlayStation Live events, the PlayStation Experience. Long story short, when he left, the PlayStation Experience immediately went away. And then several years later, Sony goes up and buys Evo.
I really like Maximilian. I haven't watched his stuff recently because I just haven't been playing. There's Fuzz right there. Anyways, I haven't been playing fighting games, and he mostly talks about fighting games, so I haven't been watching him recently. But I can get his point. I mean, maybe he's nitpicking. What's it called? Or not nitpicking, cherry picking examples, because both those examples of what's the name? What's his name? RGT85. It looks like literally the same video. So it doesn't look like he got, because he's wearing the same shirt. That was the first giveaway. So maybe he just had one bad video. To be fair, to play devil's advocate against him, like I said, I don't really watch RGT85, so I don't really know. But to add on, or to what's the word? Not to add on to his point, but on his point of YouTubers getting tenure, basically it can work, because of the fact that YouTube, when someone is on YouTube for so long, YouTube knows who their audience is. And that's the biggest challenge to growing an audience for a YouTuber, is that YouTube is still figuring out who is the audience, who are the people that are supposed to get the videos in the feed. So when someone's been on YouTube for like 10 years, YouTube knows who to share the video with. But the thing is, that doesn't mean they're invincible. That doesn't mean they're going to, not lose subscribers from lazy videos. For example, the quartering, a lot of people have been falling off from his audience because, I don't watch the quartering, but I know enough about him that he basically just, he self-admit that he will just read an article and be like, whoa, that's crazy. When that's the only input you have and you're just reading an article, then yeah, like people are going to go to other YouTubers because there's so many other people just reading articles. Let me get to the chat. GT85 has his styles for his audience. I mean, yeah, if his audience like his stuff, then they're gonna stick around. I like Craig. I don't like 60% of SMASHJTEA's takes. Hi, just arrived. Hey, thanks for arriving, Angry Chair. I don't have anything against either Craig or JT. I just have disagreements. And that's totally fine. That is very fine to have disagreements on certain things, because everybody has disagreements. There's nothing wrong with having disagreements. I only watch Smash to learn about his course situation. I suspect a lot of his growth came from the fact that a lot of people really disliked Mercante, and basically due to him needing funding for the lawyer to fight the court case, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, screw her, I'm gonna put some money down to stomp a mud hole into her. So that's that. Oh, I skipped Danny G. I skipped you. Let me go back. Let me scroll up a little bit. Let's see. Oh no, I skipped a lot. Okay, so personal armchair. Do you approve or disapprove Laura Croft's latest look? It looks like you're asking to Danny G. If you're asking me, I think she's fine in the. Oh, are you talking about the game, or are you talking about the Amazon TV series with Sophie Turner? So I think that's her name. I think people are making a huge deal about her outfit for no reason. I think it's unwarranted. That's my thoughts about the live action outfit. I guess if I were to have a complaint, it looks too much like cosplay. It doesn't look like real clothes, and I feel like they they went with what looks like the game outfit to the point where it just looks like cosplay. That's my opinion on that. Let me scroll down. Danny G. I was extremely worried they were going to mess it up, but over. Oh, okay. So you're answering the Laura Croft. Not gonna forget female Leon Kennedy for a while. What were we talking about? Female Leon Kennedy? Oh, I guess Laura Croft looking masculine. I guess that's what we're talking about. Let me scroll down. All right, let's talk about his court situation and what's truly ruling gaming. I watch SMASHJTEA when it comes to censorship in video games. The rest feels mostly rage bait. I haven't been watching a lot. I mean, I don't have time to watch a lot of people's stuff. I try to maybe watch something in the background as I'm working just to try to keep up with the news. The gaming news. Because I've been working a lot recently, so I'm pretty busy. But as far as his presence on X, I know it's definitely rage bait. He's definitely like if all you're doing is trolling, it's like, come on, what are you doing to contribute? I feel like contributing is really important, and if all you're doing is rage baiting, it's like, come on, dude. Like any 12-year-old can do that. SMASHJTEA's channel is really the channel Mercante built. Thanks for joining, Cosgrove. I'm glad that you're in the chat. Let's get back to the
Can you see the difference? How about one more time? Listen to the knowledge, the experience, the great video that RGT's doing.
The disease is back. And I don't think the disease ever fully left, but I don't know, man. Like, it's cool if it happens. It's cool if it doesn't.
And then you listen to somebody like Maximilian Dude.
Knowing how sort of hands-off Sony was with Evo, they sort of like own them. Things were sponsored by PlayStation. It felt like a sponsorship.
But I don't know, man. Like, it's cool if it happens. It's cool if it doesn't.
So RGT makes the list because he's lazy, he's thrown in the towel, and the quality of workmanship is just awful. He's lost all motivation, keeps on plugging away with these news feeds that anybody can get from reading 2 minutes online instead of wasting 15 minutes of your viewers' times with your nonsense. Okay, moving on to John Riggs. Yes, we all love John Riggs. I love John Riggs. He loves cereal. I love cereal. John Riggs, great guy. We're not here to make fun of him or attack him. We're here to talk about some bad decisions he's made in his YouTube channel. What is this about? His 500th open cart surgery? You know, yeah.
Let me catch up with the chat real quick. Female Leon Kennedy was Crystal Dynamax' first reveal of Lara Croft, the reboot series. The fans destroyed it. They changed it. Okay. I for a second I thought you were talking about the cartoon, because the cartoon she looked very. She looked like a dude, like a pretty athletic boy. I didn't think she looked bad in the what's it called, the Survivor series or something like that. The trilogy that they rebooted. I only played the first one though. I didn't play the other two, like Shadow of the Tomb Raider and I don't remember what the other one was called. But the first one, the one where she like had the gruesome deaths, I thought she looked fine. She looked different, but I took it as if it was just a new series. I didn't have. Oh, I guess the main problem I thought was that they made her very competent, and she didn't look the role. I guess that was the main issue. She didn't look competent. Like she looked too girl next door. And then you have scenes with her like with a machine gun mowing down people, and she literally goes like yelling as you're mowing down people. I'm like, there's a disconnect here. Also, it made no sense. What, like, there was a scene where it was raining and it was cold, and she's like, "Ooh," and it's like, yo, you have all these dead bodies around here. Take one of their jackets. Take one of these dudes' jackets. But I mean, I didn't really have a problem overall. Liam from Wales, thanks for joining. Yeah, I didn't have a problem with that first game, but the second two games I didn't. I just never got around to playing. I think I might own them, but let's get back to this video.
Yeah, we're all tired of that.
I'm not too familiar with this John person.
It's not about that.
I guess I'm mainly watching this video for the SMASHJTEA and Craig portions. Maybe I should just skip. Just skip to those because I don't know who these other guys are. Like, I feel like it's kind of pointless for me to watch these other guys. Let's skip it because I have no clue who this guy is, and it's kind of pointless for me to watch him talk about this. They made Tomb Raider, like Run and Gun, Uncharted, and Tomb Raider lost its identity. Hope they return to the obstacle course, old school. Yeah, so the newest one that they showed off, I feel like it looks more like they're going for that gameplay, especially with the way how she's doing flips in the air, like jumping up 3 times the height of a human and doing a flip and dual wielding her pistols. So that's, to me, shows that they might go towards that direction.
To be the first to get those free products and those videos out. He's completely lying to his audience about his interests, about what is good, what is bad, simply because he has to do reviews on. He's going to act like he loves the quest of VR with his community and his viewers. That's why this give it. There's hundreds of reasons.
It would be nice if there's timestamps,
but that's the main reason, is pure disingenuousness with his audience.
There we go.
Okay, this next one will probably ruffle some feathers. This guy will go down in history as destroying the NFL Blitz. He just totally contradicted the shills who said, oh my God, this Blitz is awesome. It's great. Everything's great. He bought it. He destroyed it. He single-handedly killed it, basically, and took it back, said it was junk, and returned it right away, while all the other shills said how great it was, and then they all had egg on their face after everybody realized how crappy this thing was. He was the man who did this. It's Stuttering Craig, but he's on this list for something a little different. He's on this list for his Game Awards. And I don't know how familiar you are with this Game Awards that he did, or the Real Game Awards, or the People's Game Awards. I don't even know what it's called. But
it's
he
called
puts on
the
this
Game Awards
event where he asks the viewers to pay so they can vote on these Game Awards. And this isn't like it should have been donate $1 or maybe $2, and you can vote on all the items or the categories of the awards. No, this was donate $30 and you can vote on them. Otherwise, if you donate $5 or whatever else, you can't vote, but thank you for your money. Now, when people are out here struggling to buy games, people can't afford anything, you're going to ask people to pay you $30 so they can vote and support your Game Awards here? I mean, the community shouldn't be funding this. This should be free. And at worst, $1 or $2 donation to vote. What you should have done is gone out to all your rich YouTubers and asked them to contribute, ask them to donate, and don't ask for any money.
So the point that I think he's missing the point of why Stuttering Craig did the paywall is because he didn't want anybody to vote. He didn't want, like, there needed to be a paywall to prove that you're wanting to participate, rather than like somebody making like a bunch of sock accounts and then using those sock accounts to vote and then rig the vote. And I understand why Craig would do that. I also understand the complaint of $30, because $30 to vote is a lot of money. It's one of those situations where it's like, no matter what, it's a losing situation. No matter what you do, you can't win because you set the paywall. not only is it to prevent people from rigging the votes and having gatekeeping who is allowed to vote by having them put a just pay to get in. Not only that, but also the fact that he's spending his time and effort and putting it together. And yeah, the production value wasn't like great or anything. But I also understand, okay, you're going to put together this presentation. There should be an amount of compensation for your time and efforts. How much that costs, though, I don't know. I don't know if he profited off of it. I don't know if he broke even. I don't know if he lost money. I don't know. So I'm not going to judge him for like how much money he made. But the people who are complaining that Stuttering Craig was grifting, also like big supporters of Jeff Keighley's awards, and Jeff Keighley's award show is literally about making money. Like, like he makes millions of dollars from that, from the sponsors, from the people who want to showcase their trailers, etc. Like it is a money making machine. So 30 let me scroll up a little bit on the chat. Let's see. I didn't know about the donate stuff, but the show was actually hilarious and real pond. So I watched part of the show. I don't remember much about, or at least did he do this year's? But the one for 2024 Game Awards, I watched that and I remember skipping through a lot of it. I was like, let me just see who the winner is. I just skipped through a lot of it. I don't really watch award shows. I have never watched the Jeff Keighley Awards. I don't feel like it's worth my time. It's okay to compare to the Jeff Keighley Cartel Awards. Nice. Jeff puts a bland diversity game on the end of the show. Keighley, great guy. I never met Jeff Keighley, but I was in the same room as him when I worked at Treyarch. He showed up multiple times at Treyarch to hang out with Mark Lamia. Mark Lamia being the head of Treyarch at the time. Now he's like the Queen of England. I don't know what he does. He's kind of just like a head figure, an executive that doesn't really do much. I don't know, but yeah, Jeff Keighley rubs. What's the term? Rubs shoulders or rubs elbows? I think it's rub elbows. He rubs elbows with a lot of the studio heads. Like Mark Lamia of Treyarch. Pretty sure Neil Druckmann. Like all these heads of studios, he's buddies with all of them. Especially Kojima, who is like he's the biggest fanboy of. Which I mean, I like Metal Gear Solid. One of my favorite series. But yeah, Jeff Keighley takes the fanboy to the next level. $30 is still wicked steep. Sounds like he profited off of it. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. This year, the Real Game Awards will be live in a person event. Angry Armchair, you're not wrong. Yeah. So let's get back to the video.
From the community, or how about going to all the companies that you know and all these guys know and say, hey, can we get some money and we'll brand your company onto our game awards? And I'm sure there's tons of excuses of why they did it and they did do it, but they didn't get enough and this and that. Bullcrap. Don't ask your community for $30 so they can vote. Figure out how to do it without asking your community for a whole bunch of money. That's just, I don't even know if it was a grift so he could make money or what it was, but it was shameful in my opinion. Okay, next on the list is a guy we like to call 1970.
Oh, he that was it for Stuttering Craig? Okay, so I guess he just really did not like the award show, which I guess I I think his complaint was legit because watching that first one, it it just seemed like they did most of it from their own setups, like all the guests that he invited on. Did he pay those guests? I don't know. I mean, from my assumption, all the guests, the YouTubers he brought on were basically like, "Hey, sure, I'll do it because it gives me an exposure." And then he had also James Rolfe because they're buddies. So he's like, "Okay, hey James, we're buddies. You show up for a second." And I recall there was controversy with him giving not awards, but just showing trailers to games that he thought looked cool, and a couple of the um, indie devs, they're like, "Oh no, don't show my game on your bigot game award show or something like that." It was that one. What's that game called? Like Cilantro? I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. But and then there was another one. Well, I guess one did win an award. It was some racing game, and the developer was like, "I refuse the award." Let me see. Okay, Death Stranding is meh. Cliff Blazinski should have his own game awards. That would be so good. He doesn't want corporate pressure for the awards. If you take money from corporations, they, I Balatro? No, not Balatro. It's what is? Let me open up a new. It was not Balatro. It was first person indie game, with a girl lead, plays like fear. Let's see. What's is Brave gonna answer my question for me? No, it's not. No. The football game? No, it was a first person shooter, and it's 2D, similar to like the graphics are 2D, like Doom. But it's you play as a girl, and the gameplay is similar to Fear, where you can do slides and yes, yeah, that game, Celeco. Yeah, I was calling it cilantro. Celeco. FPS game. No, that's not how you spell it. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is how you spell it. Okay, yeah. Yes, that game. All right, let's get down the screen real quick. Yeah. So these guys, yes. So these guys, they're like, "Hey, why'd you show a trailer for our game?" And like after that, I recall they got like a lot of negative reviews for a little bit. But yeah, they basically it was probably like one of these. No, this is too recent. Anyways, um, cool looking game, and I understand why Stuttering Craig was like, "Yeah, I want to show this off because it looks cool." But at the same time, I think the fact that he didn't reach out to developers was a mistake on his end. He could have reached out and said, "Hey, I wanna show you a trailer." I mean, he doesn't have to, but I think it's a little bit of professional courtesy just to say, "Hey, I would like to show you a trailer on my award show. Just want to give you a heads up." Something along those lines. Sucka was the last good retro FPS for me after Iron Fury. The Blood Remaster is cool. I'm a big retro FPS fan. let's see, what was the last one I played? There was one I played. I mean, it was a while ago though. But there was one I played called Hard Reset. I think it came out like before the Doom reboot, but Hard Reset was awesome. That game was hard. I think it took me like an hour to beat the last boss because of how many times I died. But that game was nuts. I think it's called Hard Reset. Hard Reset Steam Extended Edition. Yeah, so they released an extended edition, and that made me mad because I couldn't go straight into the new content. I had to beat the last level again, and I was like, screw that. It took me an hour to beat the last boss. I'm not gonna fight that last boss again. Anyways, this game was insanely hard. It was pretty fun. I really liked it. I recommend this game. In fact, I think did I write a review? I thought I wrote a review for it already. But anyways, this game's pretty cool. Let's go back to the video. Let me get to the chat real quick. All right, saw that. Seems to me people don't want their games shown off because they're not meant to sell. Well, it's more of a virtue signaling thing. Like that was the reason why they didn't want Stuttering Craig to show off their games, because they treat these people who are like knee deep into left-wing progressivism, they treat any type of disagreement as like a virus. They treat it as if you get too near, you're going to catch the virus and you're going to get sick too. And they basically want to ostracize everybody who they disagree with. And this is why I said earlier, I was like, hey, I disagree with Stuttering Craig on this thing. I disagree with SMASHJTEA on this thing. I still like them. That's fine. That's fine that I disagree with them. What's immature and completely, it's just a wrong way to build society is to like exile people just because you disagree with one thing. And that goes back to, man, this was so frustrating. During the lockdowns, I had family members who wanted to like just completely cut me off from like speaking to them ever again, not letting me, talk to my niece again. And it's like, just because we disagree on what's going on. And that was frustrating, because that's what they push. They want to push this society of cutting off people. If you disagree with somebody, you can't have a conversation. And that's like going to like the whole issue with like the Tower of Babel. The Tower of Babel, the point of that story is that they were building a tower to reach the heavens, and once they couldn't speak the same language anymore, they all started speaking different languages. They couldn't work together anymore. And that's how you ruined a society, by cutting off people and not allowing for a conversation. If you want to ruin a society, then mark people as an enemy and say we're never going to talk again, and that's how you ruin society. Let me get back to this real quick before I get back into the video. I think I'm gonna skip ahead to. Oh, I see SMASHJTEA's face. So let's get back over here, because I don't know who that guy is, but it seems to. Yeah. Okay, I read that already. He didn't want. Man, this chat thing is not easy to use. Okay, he didn't want to have any pressure from, okay, I saw that. These two comments above, so true. almost as if it's better they get to make these games get paid, move on to the next, and nobody ever learns how competent they are. I rarely watch SMASHJTEA sometimes. It's just news, but I don't care about this drama stuff. Because these disagreements we all have are fundamental. Yeah, I mean, even if it's fundamental, I think we can still have discussions, like have an understanding. My dream is for you to play Dustborn on stream one day. You think that'll happen? No, no, I'm not spending money on that. I'm a busy man. I got stuff to do. Craig, he seems to understand how to make light/fun content. I also like that he seems to be trying to make things. Running your own game award is a great idea. He is doing the work most don't. I like people who make things instead of just talking. It may not be perfect, but it's made. I mean, I agree with that point that at least he's trying stuff. He's trying to do stuff. He's more than just talk. He's a doer. I mean, overall, I like Stuttering Craig. The main thing I don't like about what he's doing recently is just talking about foreign politics, and it's like you know 5% of what's going on. The rest of what you know is literally U.S. government propaganda, and you're formulating an opinion. And that's the same with Asmongold. He doesn't know what's going on, and will like formulate an opinion on foreign politics based off of what the U.S. government's telling him. And it's like at that point you're just being a propaganda mouthpiece with an unwilling propaganda mouthpiece who's not even getting paid. When it comes to burning bridges, if someone always behaves like the world revolves around them, I have no issue in wanting to do with them anymore. Yeah, I think there's a time and place to cut people off, and I think there are legit reasons to cut people off. There have been people I cut out of my life, whether it's because like they burned me or because like I've had friends in which I see them slipping into darkness and I try reach out to help them and they continuously refuse. And at a certain point, I tell myself, if I'm not strong enough to pull this person out of darkness, then this person can likely pull me into darkness if I keep this person in my life. So at a certain point, it's better to just, cut your loss and move on. But when it comes to family, I think family's different. And also, it depends on the reason to cut the person out of your life. But there should be an attempt before cutting the person out. Let's get back to the video.
He could be on here for a ton of reasons. Mainly in this instance, he's on here because of complete hypocrisy, not having any interest in gaming or what gaming is about and why we game, whether games are good or bad. It has nothing to do.
Is he talking about SMASHJTEA?
$7. And then he'd be like, "Oh, what'd you need this for? Is your kid sick, or what's wrong? You must need this money." No, this is for me to just talk to you.
Oh,
I'm just going to talk to you for a little bit, for an hour, and you're just going to sit there and listen. Let's just let the cat out of the bag. It's SMASHJTEA. This guy did 1 million videos on Alyssa Mercante over and over, and DEI this and that, and 50,000 videos. Oh my God, how did you people watch this stuff is beyond me. It was a sick obsession he had with her, and maybe he used it to grow his channel, to do whatever. It was getting views, I don't know, but it was kind of disgusting from a standpoint that this guy went and cried because he felt he was getting harassed, right, from her. She filed a harassment case against him, and that I think he even cried that she doxed him. Now, the hypocrisy stems from this guy, SMASHJTEA, spent years doing exactly this, harassing people on YouTube nonstop. new women YouTubers, newcomers. He hated women. He would do videos on them, trying to stop them from doing YouTube videos, whether it was Destiny FOMO or that McKenna girl back in the day. The guy was a all-out harasser, nonstop. He had people who doxed people. He doxed people. Anybody remember the tipster video? Everything that he was whining about, he had done that for years.
I'm not familiar with tipster. So SMASHJTEA initially got on my radar when the completionist Gerard the completionist. So that's when I first started seeing SMASHJT show up in my feed, and I just thought it was very funny the way how he would say Gerard with his like Brooklyn accent or whatever accent he has, but he's always like Gerard. But that's when I first saw him, and yeah, he does talk about people in like the YouTube sphere, also influencers, gaming influencers. I'll just say gaming influencers. So he talks about gaming influencers a lot, and I think there's, excuse me, sorry, didn't want to burp into the mic. Stop moving. There's room to talk about other people if it's like a legit topic. I have talked about other people. I've talked about just on my channel I've talked about other people, but the I don't make it a point to just continue, like just keep on making content on that person over and over. If somebody is influential and they say something very wrong or do something very wrong, I think it's a legit reason to make a video on them. But I see his point when you constantly make a video on this person. Maybe you're taking it overboard. Also, he mentioned this person that he got doxed. I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything.
Video.
I don't know anything about this situation. But people shouldn't resort to doxing. I'm totally against doxing, though. One thing I really disagree with SMASHJT with what he does is he's constantly putting pictures of his family on the internet. And I think that's very irresponsible of him. Like, you're not going to see me posting pictures of my family, my wife, my kids. I don't need to prove to other people that I have a family. He's always constantly showing pictures of him kissing his wife. Look how happy I am. You guys are all jealous. And showing pictures of his kids. I think it's worse showing pictures of kids. I think it's very irresponsible to show pictures of your own kids, because once you show pictures of your kids, then especially when you have so many haters, then you're putting them in people's lines of sights as well, and that's very irresponsible. As a father, you're supposed to keep your family safe, and so that's why it's important to keep family out of your internet affairs. You don't need to prove to other people you have a family. You don't need to prove to other people that you're a good husband or a good father. You don't need to prove to people that you're happy with your family. Like, these things are irrelevant. That's none of their business. I mean, I'll show my kids' artwork that's behind me on the wall, but I'm not going to show my kids. I don't need to show my kids. And I think it's important to keep kids off the internet. Like, especially now. Now is it's more important to keep the faces of your kids off the internet now more than ever, because we have AI. People can do weird things with the pictures of your kids, and on top of that, like, especially his kids are at the age where they likely go to public school, and they can get made fun of. Hey, I saw your dad post this about you. Like, you don't want to do that to your kids. Like, it's just like these OF women showing off their kids, or like, just, it's like, yo, or no, just in general, just OF women that have kids, and then the kids find you know, their friend's mom online. Hey, I found Joey's mom. Oh man, let me see. Like, man, you gotta have a responsibility. Keep your kids safe. So I definitely disagree with him showing his family online. Let me catch up with the chat. I see the chat's been going on. Well, do you guys agree or disagree with me? Am I crazy? Am I being too protective? Let me. Okay. How about Pathways? That's a woke free game. So I'm familiar with Pathways. I did watch a video by Harmful Opinions on that. I didn't play it. I did do a poll, like I think it was last week or the week before, asking if I should play it, but it was voted against to not play Pathways, so I didn't play it on the stream. But I guess one thing I'm not liking about it is the memes that are coming out from it are like clearly like anti-Islam, which I'm not cool with that. I mean, like people can do that, whatever, but I don't like the fact that it's. I don't like when people push propaganda that's based off of lies. That's what I don't like. And that it seems to be fueling a lot of like propaganda. When it comes to burning bridges, if somebody always behaves like the world revolves around them, I have no issue in not wanting to do with them anymore. Yeah, I agree. Who's that was proactive? If you can't pull someone out of darkness, they'll pull you in, fam. Oh, whoa. That was provocative. Okay. So I read that wrong. My bad. Whoa, that was provocative. Okay. Oh, glad you agree. I mean, that because like the thing is, I mean, with going back to that statement, like you try to pull someone out of darkness, they'll pull you back in the darkness. The thing with life in general is nothing stays stagnant. You can feel like your morals and you are yourself are sturdy as a rock, but when you start surrounding yourself with the wrong people, you can get pulled into the wrong direction. Because nothing stays the same. Everything's moving in one direction or the other. Even if you stay still, you're getting older. Everything changes. Everything goes into one direction or another. So that's why it's important to understand, like, hey, I'm going to try to help this person, but if I can't help them, they might become a bad influence on me. She contact as well. Yeah, I'm familiar with that. She's definitely a nut job. But I mean, aside from Mercante reaching out to his wife, my rant was more about the fact that he posts pictures of his family. I'm totally against posting pictures of family. I think, like, so myself, I'm just going to talk about myself for a second. I have my Sabr Path brand, and on this brand, I try to keep it video game focused, video game industry, video game related, narrative related, like just try to keep it video game focused. And I can bring in, my personal experiences, talking about things that relate to myself that I'm going to tie in with my point, but I don't want to bring in my family when it comes to, talking about when I'm talking within the brand of Sabr Path. And I think with SMASHJTEA, yeah, that's fine to bring in like personal experiences and make it more relatable, but I'm totally against him throwing in his family in the mix as well. I think that's irresponsible. It's similar to, let me while I'm on that point, similar to David Jaffe. So David Jaffe always talks about his trans kid all the time. And when you talk about that all the time, that makes that topic open season. Your kid is now open season for any of the haters. It's like Stuttering Craig, he is like he replied to David Jaffe saying, "You're a terrible father for allowing this to happen to your kid." And that's David Jaffe's fault for bringing it up so often and making that a talking point. You are not allowed, like, you can't talk about something and then expect other people to not say anything about it. And that's my point. If he never brought out what happened to his kid, if he never talked about that on his show, on his YouTube channel, then no one's going to talk about it. None of your haters are going to talk about it. And it's the same with uh-oh, I lost my video feed. Let's get that back on real quick. 1 second. But yeah, it's the same with SMASHJTEA. The fact that should be back on. No. Uh-oh. 1 second. Uh-oh. Let's close that out. Okay, let's do that again. Am I doing this right? Nope. 1 second. Close that out. Why is that doing that? Okay. Let me try that one more time. Jeez Louise. Is there a way to... Come on. Fix this. Nope. Oh, that's flipping the camera around. Okay. 1 second. Okay, let me close out the app real quick. Close that. Open this. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I don't know why sometimes the phone gives up on showing the video. No, that's not right. That's annoying. Waiting for connection. What's this? I don't understand. Sorry, guys. Let me give me 1 second. I'm going to turn off. Let me go here. On hold. Okay. So I'm not able to get the phone to do the video right at the moment, so I'm restarting the phone. So I'm just going to catch up with the chat in the meantime. So let me start reading through. Let's see. What's Oh yeah, she contacted his wife. She contacted his wife on paper. She did harass him. Yeah, I agree with that. Now I dislike Smash JT, but he is 100% right on that one. This guy is being silly now. Sweet Baby Inc. Detected is not doxing people. Um, let me. Oh, why did it go down so far? What happened to chat? Okay, there it is. All right, the chat's Sweet Baby Ink is like those skeletons in Dark Souls. They don't die immediately. Nice. Uh, Pictures or they don't exist. No thanks. I prefer my family to not exist then. Showing kids is a cultural thing. Some people just have a need to show them off. I don't like it, but it's been a thing since pre-internet times. I'd keep kids' pictures offline. Well, so, yeah. So even though it's a cultural thing, I think it's a bad thing within culture. I completely disagree with the idea of like whether it's like posting on Instagram or Facebook. I definitely disagree with people showing pictures of their kids on Facebook because oh geez, this is still incorrect. Oh, why is it doing that? Is it because I have let me do this. So I'm going to do just the scene. I'm going to transition to that. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to take the camera off. I'm going to turn this off. And I'll still try to reset the app. But anyways, yeah, so I totally don't like the idea of posting pictures online because you don't know how long those pictures are going to be online. You might as well just assume that they're going to be eternal. And when people show dumb things about their kids, like, oh, look at my kid doing this cute thing, you know, like maybe a pie gets thrown in the kid's face, you know, just saying a dumb example. Then 10 years down the line, you know, that kid will have friends that look on the internet and be like, oh, look, I found this dumb video of you. I mean, yeah, that's kind of tame. Um, the whole pie in the face, but let's make it a little bit more embarrassing. Like kid wets his pants. Okay, parent shows, oh look, my kid, he got so scared he wet his pants, and then 10 years down the line, like the kids are going to start bullying him for having that video online. Why? Okay, I'm very annoyed by this app not working. Why is it orientation? Okay, there it is. Landscape. No, not land. Yeah, landscape. All right, so let's. There we go. All right, here we go. Camera. Oh, I got to open up the app on the computer. Sorry for the technical difficulties, guys. I appreciate. No, this is facing the wrong way. Turn it around. Where's the button? There it is. No, that's the wrong one. Why is the camera disabled? All right, let's close that out. There. All right. Here we go. Put this on the clamp. Oh, sorry about that. Let's. All right, I'm back. Welcome back, guys. I'm sorry. So let me catch up with the chat. Don't get, yes, read that one. P files exist, unfortunately, and the internet amplifies their needs. So I don't disagree with you. Yeah, that's definitely one of the things I was implying when people can use AI, not only to do goofy things with your kids, but like doing nasty things with your kids, and I don't want that. I mean, like, a popular thing right now, a popular trend is people saying, Grok, put this person in a bikini. Like, that's one reason why I'm not going to put my wife online. Like, I don't want people to put a picture of edit a picture of my wife in which her head is now on a woman with a bikini. I mean, yeah, they can always do that with Photoshop, but now it's even easier to do that. The internet links people all over the world. Different locations have different cultures. Sometimes I always keep that in mind. Sabr is an Xbox fanboy. Bro, I haven't had an Xbox since 360. Well, I gotta admit, this is more base take on all this than I expected, and perhaps I did fly offhand. Well, I appreciate you being in the live stream and sticking around. Thanks for sticking around, Danny G. Let's see. Is this stream still on? I guess. My bad. I'm sorry. How many people did I lose in the stream? Let me see if I can see live stream. Okay, it looks like there's still people. Let me look at this side over here because this chat window's bigger. Guess I'm just tired of hashing things out. Issues. Okay. You're going to be the next guy's video. Maybe. Okay, all right. Everyone's saying hi. Looks like I missed an entire debate. Okay, so now that my video is back on, let's get this back on. Okay, let's go here. Switch to this view. All right, let's go back to this video.
Everything that he was whining about, he had done that for years to every single other YouTuber out there. The hypocrisy is off the charts. I wish that tipster video was still live, but if you could see it, you would go, oh my God, this guy's the biggest hypocrite POS there is. That's just what he did. Now that he has, 100,000, good for him. He didn't have anything in his life except to do, YouTube, and he made it by doing what I call the Jim Rome effect. If you guys remember Jim Rome, he just had to do something completely outrageous in order to get viewerships and get noticed.
And if you guys want to take a station break, you can. But if you call me Chris Everett to my face one more time,
I already did it twice.
You better.
I bet I do.
Okay.
Chris?
But there's 100,000 subscribers who don't know what this guy did for 5 to 8 years, right, of his YouTube career, where he just had a community of his followers, dox people, harass people, do videos on him, and that's all he did. He was not.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that at all. I do what I know about him, as far as before. He got into my view, is I do know that he was more liberal-minded previously, and then he decided to switch. I'm not saying he's grifting. I'm saying probably he got burned by liberal politics, and then he decided to do a 180. I also know that, this is mainly because people brought this up, but he had a hard time with finances for a while. Like he was doing videos of him in his car while he does like Uber and stuff like that, which I totally empathize with that. That's basically like my situation right now. Yeah, I try to do the videos when I can, especially with the live stream. Try to stay on schedule with that. But man, after I got laid off, 2023, I'm reaching my third anniversary of being laid off and not having a full-time job. Because every job I've had since then have been like really part-time, like super part-time, not even close to full-time. like just a bunch of part-time jobs, and gigs. So I empathize with the fact that he was in his car doing Uber and making videos saying, man, I'm having a rough time. Which, with that said, I don't like to make fun of people when they get laid off. Like when a whole studio gets shut down, like, there's some people in there that caused the problem, but a lot of the people in that studio, they just want to make video games. Like, there's a good number of people who just show up to work who just want to make video games. That's why I don't want to make fun of when, this studio gets shut down. And there's like maybe tens of people who are crazy and pushing their social politics, but there's also like possibly hundreds of people who work there who just want to show up and make a video game, and that's it. And they don't want to stir the pot. So I don't like to make fun of people going through layoffs because it's rough. Who's that, Timu Craig? How you surviving, bro? Barely, man. It's like every month, it's like through the grace of God that I'm able to get enough money to pay rent. That's basically it. Like, God's the strongest. God is God. All strength is through God. Like I'm blessed. I'm blessed that I'm this far, that I'm able to get by, and things are gonna turn around soon. I definitely feel that things are turning around, especially with like the college stuff. They wanted to give me 2 classes this time, but I didn't because one class didn't get enough students. So the fact that they were wanting to give me 2 classes shows that they want to give me more classes to teach. And also with this job fair around the corner, I have the possibility of teaching the same classes at different colleges. So and also with Upwork, I'm getting a lot better with getting gigs on Upwork. So I think things are going to start really turning around soon. But it's been a struggle. That's why I don't like to make fun of people like, oh, welcome to McDonald's. Get your job at McDonald's. And let's let me catch back up to the chat. Okay, that's it. Just the Timu Craig and how you surviving. So real quick, since this is probably going to end soon, we're not going to get it's probably going to end soon. Make sure you like the video, and if you have a super chat, did anybody do anything? No notifications? If you have a super chat, would totally appreciate it. But if you don't worry. No, it is not required at all. Just make sure you leave that like, though. And for those of you in the chat right now, I totally appreciate how active you are, because that also helps the YouTube algorithm when it sees that you guys are active in the chat. So I really appreciate that. You guys are awesome.
Not a good person and had no interest in making the gaming community better at all. And that's why he's on this list. And people who are his followers who will come in here and try and defend him, I ask you, go back years and watch, unless he pulled down these videos of him just harassing people over just young newcomer YouTube channels. Ask people about the tipster video, all right? And you'll get the truth. People will tell you, yeah, this guy was a real POS. And God forbid, make sure nobody tell Smash that Samus is a woman, because I don't want him trying to get, Metroid blacklisted now, because he would flip out and maybe do 30 videos if he knew that.
Samus.
Oh my God, Samus is a woman. DEI this, DEI that, DEI. Oh my God, please don't tell him.
I see. I think that's a misconception of SMASHJTEA. It's not that he's anti-woman. He's anti-ugly woman. He wants all the women to be subjective.
Some of you are saying Metroid's dead.
Oh, Angry Chair. Thanks for joining. I'll see you guys. I'll see you, Angry Chair. I'll see you another time. Man, why is this? Go up a little bit. Go up. There we go. All right. Yeah.
Anyway, from their last release, but you get the point on this. Guys, something else. All right, let's get to the summary here. What is my whole point of this?
What's your
my whole
point?
point is everybody, not everybody, let me stop with that. There's some great gaming YouTubers out there like Mega Dan and Captain Algebra and Maximilian Dude and a lot of great people who just focus on what gaming is all about, which is the games. There is no more Nintendo versus Sega. There's no more Sonic versus Mario. There's no more Sony versus Xbox. You know, there's no more talking about how to beat a game and what did you do and strategies and all this stuff. And I say that with some understanding that, yes, there's little hints of that in and out of the gaming community anywhere. But if you follow these people, it has nothing to do with that anymore. It has nothing to do with gaming. It has nothing to do with what gaming was all about when we were kids, which was sharing and playing together and talking about, oh, I like this game, that game stinks, but this one's good, and here's why. Now it's about DEI. It's about grifting. It's about getting free stuff. It's about giving reviews based on whether you're getting greased or not. It's about how do I get the most money out of my YouTube video? How do I play a game for 10 seconds, do a review, and then never play it again and never do anything? It's all the people that I've shown you display a characteristic that has made everything wrong with gaming and YouTube in this community and in this gaming world. And if you want to refute it, go ahead, put them in the comments, but I'm just here to tell you, this is not what gaming is about. These people have destroyed the essence of gaming and what it's all about. They have turned their head to what gaming should be about, which is the games, whether they're good, whether they're bad, whether they're fun or they're not, how to play them, how to enjoy them, to play them with your family, which games are good. The whole essence of gaming is lost in their minds.
Okay, that seems like oh, that's the third time you tell me to like your video. Anyways, let's switch back. So focusing on just what he said about Stuttering Craig and SMASHJTEA, since I'm most familiar with them. So Stuttering Craig, I think what he said was it was for the most part was a legit complaint, because it was his first time doing the award show, and when you do something like that, especially for the first time, and there's no formula as to how to do that, you're kind of figuring it out as you go. You're building the plane while you're flying it at the same time. So yeah, he did some things wrong. Is he ruining gaming? Is gaming ruined because of him? No, I don't think so. As far as SMASHJTEA, I'm unfamiliar with him doxing people, that person that was on the screen earlier. Yeah, I'm not familiar with him doxing that person or doxing all these smaller YouTubers. I mean, if that's how he was, then that's pretty scummy. People can change, though. But at the same time, I think that's a pretty scummy move to just focus on, smaller YouTubers and dox them and, make fun of them. There is a reason to talk about YouTubers. Usually it's bigger YouTubers, because that helps you on the algorithm. When you have, like, for example, with this stream, I'm going to have, I have like SMASHJTEA and Stuttering Craig in the description. And, that helps the algorithm, because when people search for, like, hey, I want to watch a SMASHJTEA video, they might not click through their subscription list because the subscription list is too long. So they might just type SMASHJTEA in the search. And then that's why it works in the algorithm when you make a video about these people. So there's a rhyme and reason to make these videos based on people that have larger followings, but the video should be about something legit to talk about. If it's just to make fun of people, I think that's just you're just being a troll, I think, at that point. But I'm not sure like how much truth there is to this, since I'm not familiar with how he was in the past. Let me get to the chat. Let me scroll up. Okay. Whoa, there's a lot to chat. Let me skip the ad. Don't play an ad on my video. All right. Okay, the problem with YouTubers get onto what they get viewers from single subject. If the subject ever goes out of fashion, then they lose all the viewers. Yeah, yeah, that's why I try to diversify my subjects, my topics, but I'll keeping it all video game related. But not only does it lose viewers, but it gets boring for me. If I'm talking about the same thing all the time, like if I'm always making a video on Assassin's Creed Shadows, like talking about, oh, look at what they do with Assassin's Creed Shadows. If I'm making like 20 videos on that, I mean, I think I made like 3 videos, but even by the third time, I was like, man, I'm tired of talking about this game. I don't want to talk about this anymore. It just gets boring. Talk about the same thing, like trying to come up with more things to say that, or try to say things that I forgot to talk about the previous times. That's what it mainly comes down to. Let me. It's a problem you see when someone gets big for playing one game. Okay, Smash may be at risk of losing his views once the drama arc is over. That is definitely true. But I think at this point he's built a large enough channel. In fact, he has 2 channels. He has his main channel. And he also has his live stream clips. But both of them are doing well enough that I'm pretty sure that YouTube knows who his audience is, and it's going to come in spurts, regardless as to whether he loses people or not. Samus. Samus. Let me see. Am I able to? No, I can't. All right. I was gonna try to heart that or whatever. Am I able to, let me see. Am I able? No. It won't let me. Okay, never mind. Sonic versus Mario was fun. Was a big thing when I was a kid. I never played the Sonic versus Mario games. From my understanding, they're just a bunch of mini games, like the Sonic versus Mario Olympics. Or you talk about just the debate in general. Yeah, because I forgot he was mentioning the debate. Yeah, so yeah, that was a big thing when I was a kid. Talking about, like, you know, who's better, Sonic versus Mario, Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter. You know, all these playground debates. That's not really the fault, though. They're responding to the policies that entered our living rooms and our games without our permission and considerations. Oh, wait, what were we talking about with that one? Not really their fault, though. They're responding to the policies that entered our living rooms. Okay, I get what you're talking about. The YouTubers talking about the nonsense. Okay, I get what you're saying. Feels like the whole genre of content is exhausting. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of current Hollywood, but these nonstop videos of Star Wars bad is just thing. If it's so bad, stop giving it oxygen. Oh, what's your name? Persuasion. However you pronounce your name. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for being part of the stream. I totally understand. Some people. So the thing with talk about Star Wars. People are so invested in Star Wars, and they're angry about how it happened, how it has got ruined, is that they want, like, hate content. They want to see it burn because they don't like how it went, and therefore they want to watch this content, but it burns out after a while. Like, I saw the real life fake wizard. He shared his stats for his latest video, which is Star Wars related, and it's doing very poorly compared to his other videos. And he's like, well, guess people are tired of hearing about Star Wars. the guy making the video is doing the same as the people he's talking about. I agree. I mean, he's he's not doxing them though, at least, but I think with at least the first example, with what's his name, RGT 85, his complaint about him was, it was like a nothing burger. Like it was just it was like he was just complaining about him just for the sake of putting him on the thumbnail. I don't know about the other people that I skipped because I don't know anything about those guys. But as far as Stuttering Craig and SMASHJTEA, it sounds like he had legit things to complain about. But it's still like, regardless, it's not ruining gaming like what his thumbnail shows. I could agree with these channels rail back a little too hard, but that's how she goes. Yeah, I mean, like the thing is with YouTube, I mean, I'm clearly not a full-time YouTuber. I don't do videos all the time. I haven't done like, I was doing videos regularly for a little while and then got so busy I can't do videos. But the thing is, when you do positive content, it significantly has less reach than negative content. Negative content, let me get this off my head. I don't need this on my head anymore. Yeah, negative content does so much better than positive content. And I realized that. And so what I started doing is using the negative as a springboard topic for the positive thing that I want to talk about. So when I have a chance, I do that type of content where it's like, yeah, this thing happened, and then I use that as a springboard topic and go into like what I really want to talk about, which is the positive thing. And that's mainly because of the fact that the way how the YouTube algorithm works is that people are more emotionally receptive towards the negative content, and they're more likely to click on that because they want to hear about that. I'll think about the media I was doing 15 years ago. No? Oh, Sarah Van Balahi. I didn't say what's up to you. What's up? I don't know what the no is about, but thanks for joining. Thanks for joining, Sarah Van Balahi. I get that, but it's like hate to me means you're still invested. Just let it go. If you really wants to burn, then apathy is better. Just focus on. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree, but I was just more explaining why people want to watch that content. But I do agree with you. I think yeah, at a certain point, just move on. If I was in charge of Star Wars, I'd just rebrand the original trilogy by dropping the episode subtitles. Also, thank you. Love your video. Hey, thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it. RTG85 is still doing old man content. He has lots of stories in his videos. He also mostly covers retro games. His audience is all nodding along, thinking good old times. Nice. I think he's a reflection of a lot of people growing up online. They're now adults and want to think back. But yeah, I mean, if that's his audience, do what you gotta do. The thing is, though, I feel like at a certain point you're going to start losing your audience if you're just focusing on like people who are older, like people who are my age. I'm pretty sure he's considering his name has 85. I'm assuming he was born in 1985, so he's close to my age. Like millennials, we're getting to the point where we're getting less and less time, and we're getting more busy. So at a certain point, his audience will diminish. And I'm not saying he should like completely revamp his brand, but for the long term, it's important for him to figure out what his strategy is to sustain, at the very least sustain, but to continue to grow. Growth needs to be part of his strategy. I just finished one of a portfolio piece of a character Friday, so I'm a bit less stressed. Hey, congrats on finishing your portfolio piece. I was actually working on a portfolio piece recently too. I was sprucing up my portfolios, just so I can get more graphics design gigs, and also I got my graphics design class that's starting tomorrow. So what I'm having the class do is we're using Adobe Suite, and I want them to use, first I'm going to have them use Adobe Express mainly so they can hit the ground running, make something really fast. The first project will be a social media graphic using Adobe Express. So that's like an Instagram reel, not reel, a carousel, Instagram carousel, or like a YouTube thumbnail, and make that with Adobe Express. And then the next will be, so the next one's Photoshop. What am I having them do in Photoshop? Oh yeah, Photoshop. They are making either a book cover, a vertical book cover, or a vertical game capsule art. So something that would show up like when you look at your Steam library, you see all the vertical game covers. So either a book cover or a game cover using Photoshop. Then after that, we'll use InDesign to make a flyer, an event flyer, and the after that will be what's it called? Illustrator to make a brand logo, and the final for the class will be to just put them all together, all four of those things, onto Adobe Portfolio so that they have a professional portfolio. Because I feel like it's really important for students to walk out of my class to have something they can show off to help them get a job. Because the worst thing you could do to, when you walk out of the class is not have any sort of thing to show off to get a job. Let's see, where we at? Saw that. Posting on ArtStation, done. Logo design is pretty simple and fun. Like give them a fake business to make. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And all right. So yeah, thanks everybody for joining. Sarah Van Balahi, it was really good to gig to make your own artistic logo and custom fonts. It's important to get the key art right. Yeah, I definitely. Oh man, it's still going. Tell them to have a Deviant art page. My art is still there from 20 years ago. Otherwise, it would be long lost. People still using Deviant art? I don't know, man. Like I feel like Deviant art is it is a I don't maybe I shouldn't share my opinions on that site. But at the very least, so the reason why I know ArtStation's really popular at this point, but I want them to have a what's it called? Adobe portfolio, mainly because I want them to just use all of the Adobe suite, but also they can use that Adobe portfolio to add additional things that are not art related, because ArtStation's like only art, but if let's say they decide to go into programming or games or whatever, they can use the Adobe portfolio to put all their other stuff in there as well. Let's see. Been fun. Hey, thanks everybody for joining. I appreciate you all. Again, please hit the like before you head out. Everyone who is part of the chat, I appreciate all you guys. Danny G, I'm I'm glad that you stuck around. Sorry I had to. Sorry I was talking about you at the beginning of the stream. I just felt like it was a lot of. I felt like it was very aggressive so that's why I was sharing that. But I'm glad that you stuck around and you enjoyed the live stream. And yeah. I guess one last thing. So next week, definitely there's gonna be a change of time because I'm working Tuesday. I have my warehouse job next Tuesday, so I'm definitely not gonna be able to do it next Tuesday. So it will be a different day next week. Next week will be so either my options. So I think the most likely thing will probably be Thursday at the same time, or Tuesday or Wednesday after I get back from my class. So it's either gonna be Wednesday or Thursday. I haven't decided yet, but it's definitely there's no way I can do it on Tuesday. Anyways, thanks for joining. I appreciate all you guys for being here. How long has this gone? For two whoa, almost hitting 2 hours.